How to plan a trip to Paris. In this video I'm going to show you how to plan a trip to Paris. So here is Paris, and the first thing we're going to want to do is find a flight to Paris. So we're going to, for this example, use Washington DC to Paris, and we're going to use Google Flights, and you can check the different prices. So for this instance I have a 7-day trip, and we're gonna go from the 14th, or let's do the 15th to the 22nd. So it says it's gonna be $947. If you shorten it a day or extend it a day, you can see the price difference. So you could save over $100 if you go a day less, or you can save about a little over $50 if you go longer. But we're going to do Saturday to Saturday, so we can have a little rest day when we get back. Now we're going to search, and here's a 10-hour flight with a 1-hour layover into Charles de Gaulle. And you can see the flight details. So the 1-hour layover is in Reykjavik, which is Iceland, and it is a red-eye. So we're going to be okay with that. And next we're going to want to make sure our visa information is correct. So France is in the EU, so that will get us a 90-day tourist visa on entry, so we don't need to do anything different. Just kind of fly there and we're good to go. Make sure you have your passport, of course, and I think it has to be good for at least 6 months, but I'd keep it at a year just to be safe. And this is the State Department website. You can see that France has a level 2 caution right now due to terrorism and civil unrest. So currently they are having protests over something to do with the retirement age, but they always have something going on. Now we have our plane ticket and we know the visa situation. Let's get a lay of the land in Paris so we can figure out where we want to get a hotel. I'm going to suggest hotel this time and not worry about an Airbnb. So in my opinion, most of the attractions are in the center of Paris and the north and northwest. So in the center you have the Louvre and Notre Dame, and as we come a little west we get the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. And also to note, our plane ticket is into Charles de Gaulle, which is a little different than traveling to American cities because the airport is all the way in the north. And so we're gonna plan on using the local transportation. The metro is very good. So here is a map of all of the metro stops. So way up here in the northeast we have Charles de Gaulle, the airport, and as you can see we can get on the blue line and take it pretty much all the way into the city center if we want. And so we are going to come in here and look and see if we can find a hotel. I like using hotels.com. So I have our dates put in, July 15th through July 22nd. Let's view the map view. We can come in, and as you can tell, a lot of the ones downtown, city center, close to the attractions are almost double the price. As we kind of come a little bit north, the prices come down a little bit from the 300 range to kind of the 150 range. So let's see, Montmartre is a pretty happening little part of the city. Let's see, 176 a night, 127 a night. So here's one of the main train stations you can see. This is the North train stop, Gare du Nord. So when you come off of Charles de Gaulle, we're probably going to stop at either Nord or further towards the city center over here at Lyon. So let's see if we can find something maybe in between them so we have options. Let's see. Mary's Hotel. 7.2 stars, 155 a night, and it's showing in US, not Euro, so that's pretty good. For a total of 1,211. So that's not too bad. Let's come over here. I was putting together a Google Sheet with the itinerary and the budget. So I estimated about 150 a night. And so the hotel is going to be about 1,200. And we just discussed transportation, so let's go see how much that's going to be. So if we're coming down and we're staying at the Mary's Hotel, Rebuke, we can go ahead and punch that in. And get directions from Charles de Gaulle. So driving, it is 35 minutes, but we said we're doing public transportation, so it's going to take us 52 minutes. You can see we take the blue line all the way to Nord, walk over to another metro stop, and get on the number 5 over to the hotel. Looks like we get out pretty much right at the hotel. So the public transportation in Paris will get you pretty much anywhere. And there is options to get a pass for unlimited rides. And so this is Central Paris for 5 days would be 43 euro. And so we can come in 43 euro to USD converts to about $47. So we'll say for most of our trip we'll get a pass. Will be $47, and then outside of the 5 days we'll just buy the tickets as they go. So let's see what else we have. We still have food and activities. So let's see what we want to do in Paris. Alright, so we will pull up our hotel and let's work on maybe planning like a big day walk. If we come out and we go to Notre Dame, let's see if we can add a destination. Then we'll hit the Louvre. And we will proceed to the Eiffel Tower. And then while we're at it, we'll hit the Arc de Triomphe. And we'll put that on walking. And we can kind of come in here and see if we can drag a few things around. Oh, just to make sure we're sorted properly. Alright, so that is about a 2-hour walk. We'll do miles, because that's what I'm familiar with. 6 miles. So that is a pretty serious little walk to hit a lot of Paris's landmarks. And again, we could take transportation, or perhaps rent a scooter. There's a lot of scooters around Paris. Or do a tour. But let's go ahead and see what else is around Paris. But for our itinerary, we'll say we'll do a walk to landmarks. And then we're actually going to want to change days here. So let's say we'll walk to landmarks here, and we will recover from our jet lag the first day, as well as eat some great food. Alright, so then we're walking around to landmarks. Let's see what else there is. Another nice option on Google Maps is you can pull up photos and it tells you exactly where they are. So here is a nice looking garden, which looks like it's just outside the Louvre, and you can expand it here and see exactly where you're looking. And so if you would like to go see that, you can go drop a pin right here and go find it. Another nice part of town is the Montmartre area, which I believe is just here. We can pull up the satellite image as well to look around. Let's see what else there is to do around Paris. I did see a football game stadium. So this is probably Paris Saint-Denis. There's also options just outside of downtown. So I believe Disney Paris is over on the east side. I'm sure that would be a full day, and it is quite a ways outside of downtown. I wonder if you could take metro. Oh, look at that. Only 1 hour on the metro. The public transportation in Paris is amazing. And over here on the southeast side is Versailles. Beautiful castle with a palace and gardens. As well as catacombs underneath Paris. So these are pretty trippy. And these are all underneath Paris. I believe you can take a tour from just about anywhere and see stuff like this. You don't just have to come to where this link is, where this drop is. Now let's look and see what you could do for a day trip. You could come up to probably like the beaches of Normandy. I mean, you could even come up into wine country for a day trip. All kinds of interesting things. I can dive more into that at a later date. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please leave it below. And be sure to subscribe.